Yeah, that's the greatest joy that I get after a game is when people come up to me and say, Coach, we really love the way your guys share the basketball. That's really fun for us to watch. So that is very, very comforting for me to hear, and I pass that along to our players, and they really take a lot of pride in passing and sharing the basketball, which leads to a culture in a locker room, a culture on the basketball court that is what I think every coach would want. They want to be happy for the person that gets to touch the ball, that gets to score it, and that everybody feels like they're a part of it in some form or fashion.
Wouldn't you love for people to say that about your team? If you install the screening game offense, they will. In this video, Coach Bob Martin takes you through some of the key features and benefits of the offense that helped him win a Georgia State championship with one of the best offenses in the state. You'll also see how he teaches the offense in live situations. Let's get to the video.
So some key concepts that we focus on in our screening game offense, our motion offense, if you will, is that we want to keep our screeners opposite of each other and, generally speaking, high-low. It doesn't happen all the time, but we must be good enough to recognize spacing on the floor. We rarely want 2 people inside the 3. We definitely don't want 3 people inside the 3 because it creates bad opportunities for us in terms of dribble drive and spacing and slipping and popping to areas that would be open. So here's how we would balance our floor. Let's say 1 has the ball here, 5 would step out in back screen, and 4 would down screen. Now we teach our players that after a screen, you must want the basketball. We also teach our players we don't want them to screen 2 times in a row unless specified. Because what I've found, if you screen 2 times in a row, they just end up running around in a circle and not going anywhere. So we want our bigs, our screeners, if you will, they don't necessarily have to be bigs, they just have to be pretty good at their job. So we want, after we screen here, we want to pop out to the ball. After we down screen here, we want to pop out to the ball, or we want to shape up, or we want to go post hard. We get a lot of activity here, and see what you see in this is that the 5 is outside the 3, the 4 is outside the 3, but they're opposite. One is kind of low and the other one's kind of high. And then if the 4 dives down, now we have a screener that is low and a screener that is high. And this does wonders for our offense because we always have somebody entering and exiting the 3-point line. So you'll see we have 2 entering the 3-point line and 3 exiting the 3-point line. And this creates a lot of confusion for the defense. We also have 4 entering the 3 after a down screen, but yet we have 5 exiting the 3. This doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it does make a huge difference in our offense. It keeps everything on balance, and it keeps everything flowing in and out. And it gives our screeners an opportunity to feel like they're a valued part of what we do. Because a screener, let's be honest, has kind of a negative connotation. People think, oh, I'm just gonna screen, I have to get the cutters open. Well, that's not the case. Cutters and screeners probably get equally the same amount of shots. The downfall here, if there is any downfall, the point guard probably at times screens too much and doesn't cut enough to get another screen to get open. So there's a little bit of a negative there, but if we really take the high IQ point guard and teach them that cutting is more effective than a screen at times, it really opens up our offense even more. I do know that the wins have gone up considerably in the past 5 years because completely dedicating ourselves to this system, to the motion offense. We're 90-32 in the past 5 years. And in the past 5 years, I've been able to go to the state finals 2 years in a row at a previous school at Kings Ridge Christian, where we lost by 9 in the state finals to a very good team. And then we ended up winning the very next year, winning a state championship. And I know this, I can jump around here a little bit. Those wins are great, but it's what comes along with those wins, the hard work that is more satisfying than anything. In our state championship game, we averaged 15 assists per game and shot the ball exceptionally well. Moving on to shooting. So the wins will come, but you have to stay dedicated and you have to teach this. Shooting percentages go way up because we have more open looks than what we've ever had previously. So there'll be limited shots off the dribble, and the ones off the dribble will be high percentage, and that will happen and occur because we have bad closeouts, or we've got just opportunities where they run out of defensive guys to keep running at us. Because of our screening game, we require defenses to switch a lot, to communicate, and sometimes when they don't communicate effectively, that obviously plays into our favor. So shooting percentage has gone up. I know we have been one of the top leading three-point shooting teams in the state of Georgia the past 5 years. We do put a high premium on our shooting, and we average close to 40% as a team, which is very good. And we have several kids that are in the 40s as a shooter as well. Points per game have shot up. We have a shot clock in the state of Georgia. That doesn't really bother us. We try to work with early transition type points where we shoot a lot of threes. We average about 30 threes a game. A lot of those come in transition, but also a majority of those will also come from our half-court offense. We just get people to over-rotate, and we have a lot of plus ones, a lot of drifts, a lot of 45s, a lot of ball reversal that gets the defense to close out poorly, which allows us to score more points. And with that being said, because of the movement of the defense that is applied to us, we do get a lot of offensive rebounds. Typically speaking, it's going to be 70% on the defensive side and 30% on the offensive side. We have upped that to close to 40% on the offensive side, which is huge for us. And I really believe, I know just statting film and watching us, it's because we have screeners and people where we're moving them away from the basket, and people are trying to rotate to our shooters, and now we have screeners that are able to slide to the basket and get wide open layups just on rebound putbacks. So that plays a big role in our success with this motion game. Our assists, as mentioned earlier, have climbed. I think we're one of the best assist teams in the state. We love to pass the basketball.
These clips are from Bob Martin's screening game offense. This product features almost 4 hours of on-court teaching from Coach Martin. He takes you through every part of the offense, from transition to the half court to set plays, as well as some of the drills that have made his squads among the best passing and shooting teams in Georgia. Check out the link in the description to learn more. Now let's check out the screening game in action. These clips give you a sneak peek at how the offense works in both a 4-on-4 and 5-on-5 setting, as well as some great teaching points to help your players.
We're gonna set this up here a little bit different, okay? So the screening game is what we're working on here. We've gone 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 4-on-4. Now we're gonna start setting who our screeners are. So out of these 4 guys, I'm gonna make 2 guys screeners. I'm gonna make Parker and Dodge a screener. So let's put you back on offense. Put you back on offense. Now, McCord is our point guard. So now McCord can cut or screen, or he can use a screen. Caleb here will be a full-time cutter. So the only thing we can do now, this is some people get confused with this, but it creates organization. So right now we have a screener and a screener. The screeners cannot screen for each other. Got it? We're not going to do that. The point guard can pass and cut, or he can pass and screen. Got it? Now what we can do here is, let's say Caleb just cut through. Caleb just cut through. Now let's say McCord just passed here. Now can these 2 guys screen away? So now we have a stagger, and a lot of people would say, oh, they run a staggered set. No, we don't run a staggered set. We just get staggered action because of who our screeners and our cutters are. Now, out of this also, he can come off of this. You finished this way right here? Okay, now what we can do here is, now watch this. Now is McCord also a cutter? Now we can, now watch this. We have a stagger and then a flare screen for this guy. Now we get a lot of great looks out of that. A lot of great looks. And then we've got a post up. And now what can we do? You can cut, or you can call a flare screen. If he cuts and you just fill, now we can go down screen. And I don't know when this is gonna happen. I just know it needs to happen. Something has got to happen, okay? So we're organized again, right? And whenever we become unorganized, somebody pull it out, get our spacing back. Got it? Here we go. You have a score yet? 0-0, let's start all over. Let's play this FIBA game to 2, all right? Go. Screen. Good, that's fine. Good. Good. So in that last action, you saw the 2 bigs screening for our cutter, and our cutter got a 3 here. But the spacing was a whole lot better. It wasn't a bunch of people clustered in the middle of the floor. That's the key part here. When we organize our screeners and our cutters, we become more efficient. All right, go ahead. Catch and face. We're going to flare screen there. We got a down screen. Got two cutters on the same side. We're going with a post. Calling a flare screen. That's a good read by McCord. Cut through, he's talking. And we have a guy wide open in the corner. What happened, defense? What happened, defense? So we hit him with so many screens, with so many switches, you just get lost. How many screens did we have there, you think? At least four? Four, maybe four. I wasn't counting. But in a 35-second shot clock, let's take it down to 30 seconds, Isaac. Because remember, we want to try to get in here. In a 30-second shot clock, we usually get a good shot within, a lot of times we get a perfect shot with 17 seconds to go. Most of the time. If we don't, we get another great shot at about, let's say, 8 seconds. If not, we have our end of shot clock sets that we like to run. Ready? Good. Post feed, good. Catch the ball with two. So we went flat ball screen on that. That's an end of quarter set that we have. And we just spread our shooters out and we go with a single flat ball screen right here and we make plays from that. You can go right, left, down the middle, but what we do is we open it up and we give ourselves opportunities for rebounds as well. Let's try it again, gentlemen. Good dodge. Hand off back screen, I like it. Hit that post. +1 to the screener. +1 to the screener, good.
We hope you enjoyed this screening game offense video. If you want instant access to a free PDF of 72 winning basketball drills complete with diagrams and descriptions, be sure to click the link below. If you use these drills in your practices, you will see your team improve tremendously. Make sure to click and subscribe and then click the bell button so you're the first to know when we release more new videos. Thanks for watching.